Let's prepare this. All right. Hello world, everyone. That's like my welcoming hello world, yeah, because that's like my handle. I love just saying that, yeah. Okay, my name is Edwin Capesa. I'm a game developer and a cybersecurity, and welcome to the Africa Comic Kit workshop. And today I'll be taking you through game development using a software called BuildBox. BuildBox is a very incredible software designed by 8cells and now acquired by App on Board. And the company still keeps making these amazing updates to this software. And I'm using the what version is this? I'm sure this is 2 point something. Where is the about? I'm using the 2.3.3. You might be using the earlier version like the BuildBox 3D, but doesn't matter. It all works the same because BuildBox is a very fantastic thing. So in today's video and today's training, I'm going to take you into 5 steps into the software, understanding the software. Second, how to work around with your project using the same software. Then the third one, you're gonna know how to drag and drop objects inside the game engine. Then the fourth one, you're gonna look at into understanding nodes, you know, because these things you've seen on my screen, if you can see my screen right now, yeah. um, that's what basically we're gonna look into. Then I'm also going to pass you through the color science. If you've read the book for Trey Smith, Breaking the Hyper Casual, you know, that book is really incredible. If you haven't seen it, check out my YouTube channel. I've done a recommendation for books that you can read if you want to jump into game development. Yeah. All right. So just before I get started with this, I want to let you know that before you start creating your game, you'll need to have a mouse. So have a mouse because you need to maneuver around the engine. Without that mouse, you can't work around BuildBox well, unless you're a pro like myself to work around the trackpad. Only legends. But I believe you're also legends who are watching right now. Yeah. But anyways, let me just connect my mouse right now. So my mouse is connected right there. And I want to make sure it's responding. Uh, I'm not on my table today, so yeah, I'm going to be lapsing my mouse right here. So this is the BuildBox engine. So before I just jump into it, I want to just show you something real quick because I've got limited time. So for those who don't know where BuildBox is found, actually, you can actually go to your browser and search for BuildBox right there. BuildBox, not BuildBox Game Jam. Okay, so when you go to BuildBox right there, you're going to see the welcome to BuildBox. This is where you can download the BuildBox real quick. When you're done downloading BuildBox, you see those amazing, fantastic stuff that BuildBox has. You can create 3D to 2D games. And today I'm going to take you to 2D and 3D, just introduction. Nothing complicated, everything clear and smooth. Yeah. So let me just go ahead, just down. There's one wheel. Yeah. So download it here for free. It's actually free. So you can see this is the standard one, the BuildBox, the latest one I could say. Then this is the former one. That's the actually one I'm using. That's the one I'm using on my taskbar just below right there. But I'm gonna open up that one later on because I don't wanna consume my RAM. Though BuildBox doesn't eat up much of RAM, it only expects like 2 GB 2 GB at least. Just there, just a standard one. But if you want to work at optimal, at least have 8 GB RAM and above, and make sure you've got a good standard graphics card to enjoy the quality of your game. Then this here is BuildBox World, where you can just scan your game or your QR code into the BuildBox engine and your game will be right there. No need to stress and say, oh, I need to connect my USB, take it to Android Studio and bring it back. Now BuildBox has you covered. All right. So that's BuildBox. Let me just go back. So if you have it downloaded, you can just open up your BuildBox. You're gonna see your welcome screen. Let me just open up. This is just a previous game. Um, no. I don't want to save my previous. Okay, so this is how your welcome screen will look like. Some people's creators will look different. It won't look exactly like mine because it's according to your license that you have. That according to this world, these are world types that you're seeing right there. What type of gameplay do you want? But with a single license, the the one you're gonna find with the standard one, the latest version of BuildBox, you're gonna find even demo templates with it. But just stick to the fronted here. 2D, please go to the 2D. That's where you're gonna find this area. So we got default portrait, we got default landscape, we got 360 shooter, we got different as many. You can go crazy with your imagination. This is incredible. Because before I just get started again, I want to tell you why you should get started with BuildBox if you are just jumping into game development. BuildBox gives you a good, welcoming feel to game design, and it also allows developers who are very skilled in designing, those who good at illustrations, even just quick prototyping. If you play around with Adobe Illustrator, Adobe XD, Figma, SketchUp, all those type of things, then you are good to go with BuildBox. So right there on the screen, if you can look at my screen right now, you can see the creator screen right here is just saying name untitled. This because I don't have a name for this project I'm trying to create. But if I have the name, like right now, let's say the name, we could just name it anything like go, go, click. If you're coming up with hyper casual names or just games, you have to be go crazy because your name also gives the feel and catch to your players, because players like, what's go click? Yeah. So basic settings right there. Just you need to have what your game is gonna be about. Is it gonna be a distance game, coin collected, points collected, global distance, global coins, and global points? So the difference is I'm just gonna go slow through this because you understand well. Coin collected, you must have played games like Subway Surfers. You've seen games by uh the which game is this that I actually played from one of my fellow African developers. There's a game by Gway that they created. I think it's a coin collected game. Yeah, it's awesome. Then you can also check out other games from I'm sharing this because I want you guys also start looking at other African game studios doing this, because African studios love coin collected games. I don't know why. Yeah, but yeah. Then there's also distance, global distance. You can look at the distance between how far your character should go, or your game is going to be a distance game. Is it going to be like tempo run? Tempo run, I think, is distance based. Yeah, tempo run is distance based. There's also color switch, also distance based, but there's now multiple worlds in it because the creator thought of just adding in more than one game in one entire single game. That's how crazy it was. Then if you look at global points are how you're collecting your global points within a game. Like let's say, okay, in this level you're gonna create. So the first thing you need to understand is how how far is your game gonna be? What is it based on? What are your what are you aiming for to create in your game? So let's say you're trying to create a game like a running game or a racing game. So you need to know, okay, racing games are based on what? So racing games are based on distance because you have to race. Then if you're dealing with games that do jungle, jumping, or fighting or shooting, then you know, okay, that's points. Now I need to know points collected and stuff like that. Yeah. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it on distance right there. Then on game type, you can choose either single world or multiple world. Multiple world, let's say you want to have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. That's as easy as that. But single world, you want to have an infinite thing. Like let's look at games that just keep going. Like you cannot select another multiple world. Then this end action, let's say, is it endless? Is it end scene? If it's end scene, you should show an end scene like boom, completed, 5 stars, or you did great and stuff like that. Then menu settings, these are very straightforward. It's pause, game over, coin shop, and stuff. So all these that you're seeing here, a lot of my fellow game developers using BuildBox don't actually emphasize on this. These are actually going to be nodes. These are, you're actually programming right now. You're programming your game. So all these are going to be based onto your nodes. If you don't know what nodes are, if you're new to BuildBox, I'm going to show you right ahead as long as we go on with the video. So yeah, that's that. So you're gonna pick up that. So before we just jump into the game, I want to just show you what BuildBox can do, because I have a demo game that I created some time back, so you guys look at it and say, okay, this is what we're talking about. So I'm just gonna click X right there, but you just keep yours just like there. We'll come back right here real quick. It's just a 2-second showcase. All right. So I talked about nodes a lot. These are nodes, guys. So these are nodes. This is the logo of a node. No matter what version of people are using, it's still looking the same. Then you have main menu. This is actually the main menu. It's where you deal with the main menu. This is where you deal with your world. This is what our main interest is, because this is where we're creating the game. And right there. So I'm gonna zoom in right there so that you are able to see that. This is why I talked about the mouse, because I need to maneuver with my mouse well. So I'm gonna use my mouse. I'm gonna click right there. So on the bottom right there, this is where you just, if you click like long press right there, this is why it helps you move. It like It like makes the arm so that you like you're able to drag your whole interface at one position to another position and stuff like that. So right there is my little character right there in the Safari right there. So as you can see, this is the Django and so on. So I'm going to show you how all this thing was placed, how this platform was placed and stuff. So you got it right there. So when I click play right there, you're gonna see. So this is your go-kart Safari. You can see the screen. So this is this screen here. Start. You're gonna see the. Oh, I'm bad at my own game. Okay, so start. Okay, let's redo this again. Okay, 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 okay. So you can see the best, the point, and stuff, and so on and stuff like that. So even if I'm playing the game and I go to my main menu, if I click pause, okay, I died before I did that, but I'm sure you got what I'm trying to say. So there, this is your main menu. That's where I put the thing and stuff like that. Your start is where we put the logo. For example, like my game studio Chroma Pixel games, it comes over here. Then over here, the world UI, this is the buttons. I'll come and teach. This is where I need to explain even in depth more. So we're gonna spend more time in this area, and we'll spend more time in this place. Don't be thinking about like, okay, is this software really tough? No, BuildBox is really straightforward. You're gonna enjoy this thing. You can learn BuildBox, and just by the end of this video, you'll be able to work around and build your own game and share it with friends and family. So this is start screen, this is pause and stuff like that, and this is the game over UI. That thing is seen there. So yeah, we'll look at all that. So that's just a start. You know, this is it's crazy. You know, settings and so on. So now let us go create a game. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say okay. This is gonna be so let us try and create. So we're gonna go for a platformer. Okay, no, not let's not say no platformer. Let's just click the same landscape default. I want to have a pause. Wait a minute, my name was out. What was our name of our game? Go click, right? Go click. If any question, please you can comment below. Go click. Then single word. But I'm just gonna say multiple words so that you see the difference. Okay, when you say multiple words, to ask me how many words do you want, man? I'm like, okay, I want to have like about 10 words because I want to challenge this player play my game. I'm like, okay, sure. So can I have a word complete UI? UI stands for user interface. If you're new to game design, these are methodologies. So you get to know some methodologies I'm teaching you and stuff like that. Then info, if you want to give info about your game. For me, now I'm not. This is a tutorial and a training, so it's for you can add it into your personal game. But for me, I'm gonna keep it no. But if I want, I can add it there. But we won't play much in there. So in depth, I'm gonna say create. So when I say create, the whole game now will load up. There we go. 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 So now that is a screen. So if you're using the other BuildBox, let me just open it up in case somebody might be thinking, asking like, Edwin, I'm so confused. How come mine looks different? There's nothing different in it. Okay. So this is the BuildBox version that most of you guys are using. So I talked about creating new games. So create new game right there. So you're either gonna click 3D or 2D. So why did I not start with this one? I'm using the standard one because I don't want to use up much of my RAM. The new version of BuildBox isn't too much RAM. That's if I'm not if I'm not screen recording it right now, I would have used it. But now I'm screen recording, so it will eat up my RAM and the video will start lagging. So I don't want that. So, but it's all same. I was gonna show you the interface. It's all same. Creating the new scene and stuff like that. So I'm opening it up right now, creating new project. And if you're watching this from whichever parts of Africa you're watching this video from, please, I want to let you know, guys, that when you're developing your games, please give it that theme that you could tell, like, okay, this is an African game. You know what I mean? Don't make it look. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. So this is the thing I was talking about. So you see, nothing much different. You got the same thing right there. Let me open up the other version. You got the same character. So that this one is a template. I opened up a template. But if I opened up the BuildBox template, there is BuildBox 2D. Yeah, just 2D. If you're not a big fan of 3D, you can just go straight ahead and say, I want to work with 2D, strictly 2D. Yeah, then you're gonna see mine. But if you're somebody like someone out there want to say, okay, I'll work with both because I'm tough. I can work with 3D and 2D at the same time. I can create games and stuff. Like, then you go for it. Then just use this same BuildBox, this BuildBox version 3.4.9. But there's a newer version. I haven't just updated my BuildBox. Let me just show you that. there. I haven't updated my BuildBox, so there's much there. Then if you still have struggles to create your game, you can still look at templates right there to create your game, where to start from, and say, you see, BuildBox is just a thing, guys. I'm not marketing BuildBox. I'm just trying to let you know, because I feel how you're feeling. Like, okay, I'm new to game development. How do I start? BuildBox just gives like a motivation. It's just there. Yeah. All right. So let me just close up this, and we'll come back to it later. Okay. So there we go. So I'm gonna save this game before I start. Save your game. So there's my game right there. So this game is called Go Click. No coding needed. No coding. So if you can code, keep your codes to yourself. All right. So this thing here is saying is the character that you're seeing. So the character, this is the one you're seeing on the screen right here. You see, we play around with the character. So this character here can be adjusted. So the other thing that you can see is I can manipulate it anywhere I want to do. Then the next thing is that their objects, their effects, their stuff. But I'm not going to spend time teaching you and explaining all this. No, guys, no, no, no. I want to make this exciting. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to replace this thing. So there's what we call reskinning. BuildBox is about reskinning. Trying to start something from the beginning is something impossible. So what you need to do is you need to have the game in your head and see which game world, I said save, which game type you want to create. If it was a running game, you see that there's a game I was reviewing on my YouTube channel. It's called Rabbit Run. It's used this game type. So if you haven't seen it, Africa Communicate, I think, will leave a description to what all these things I'm talking about and stuff like that. Yeah. Then the cutting game, then all those stuff. But for me, what's in my head is this. So we're going to see what's in my head. At the same time, we're going to learn how we're creating these games together with BuildBox, because I don't want to sound complicated and I don't want to make this super game engine complicated. So there we go. There at the left side, at the bottom, at the top side, this is what you call the nodes section. If you want to come back to your world, oh my god, I created so much words. There was like 10. All right, so you see, so if you chose 10 words, this is how it will look like. It will look like a brain of a game, or a brain of a robot and stuff like that. Yeah, this one of our games that I've completed creating, publishing very soon. It had like over 30 words in it. So like, you can go mad in creating this stuff. So yeah, so this is your word select. You see, it even tells you select your word. So what I did was I just clicked on this node. This node is what I clicked on. Double click on it and you're in. So you see word select 1, 2, 3, and to 10 and stuff like that. So you get to see those stuff. And yeah, so if you're not a big fan of these ugly little numbers, we can change them later on. But for now, just accept them. It's your game. It's yours. It's all yours. No one else. Okay, so start. There's start. Start, that's why I put the logo for your company. If your company name is Mr. Man, put your Mr. Man there. If you're Mr. Pro Gamer, put your Mr. Pro Gamer logo over there. Now, how do you add it over there? Just add a label and stuff like that, and you drag it and write your name there. Then your preloader, you can add a preloader screen. But for your logo, if you want, you cannot add a label. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is just a name for your label. But if you got an image in your computer, you just drag it. I will show you how to do that later on. Then main menu. Main menu, this is where we put the name of our game. Go click. Go click has to come here, start and stuff like that. Then our word with my mouse. My mouse, I talked about a mouse. You see why mouses are very good. I love mouse, Okay, coin shop. There we go, 0. We have no coin shop. I don't even know why I clicked coin shop. Info, this is why I didn't want to click on them, because they're irrelevant at this point. Then word complete UI. So when I'm in this word, when I complete this word, it should pop up this word and say, you've completed the word, start, or go back to main menu and select a level, word UI and stuff. Okay, the word UI, this is where the observer is on see, okay, what's happening in this game, a touch game, like where like you just drag your character, for example, like let's see what game this is. So I'm going to go back to our word, click play, then I'm going to, you see that cool stuff there? It loaded. You see that loading screen there? So now let me just go back to the loading screen. Where's loading? Start. So it was at the center here. So I'll put it right over right there. So I'm going to say click. It's loading over there. It looks so cool, guys. Just look at that. In Unity, I don't mean to say anything, but oh, you take years to create that loading. Okay, so there you go. Start screen, board 1. I just have to drag it and say, okay, don't here, okay, I'm dead and stuff like that. Okay, main menu, let's go back and stuff. Oh, how much money do I have? Zero, go back. Yeah, as easy as that. All right, guys. So that's much about the node. So this is your brain right here for your game. So your brain of the game, you have to be a really good a game neuralistic person to create your game. So BuildBox expects you to be really, really, really sharp and creating your game and stuff like that. But guys, this is so complicated to finish up to create our game. So let us stick to creating things that are very, really minimal and simple. So don't create so much stuff. Yeah. So let me go to the world UI right here. So when I'm inside my world, number one, and if you missed that, I click just this. I just double clicked on it and I'm back in here. So at the bottom here, scene is just scenes. This is scene one. This is where you saw those stuff coming from. So they didn't just come from nowhere. They were in the game right there. So I can add more scenes right there. Add. But these scenes will be blank. So I don't want to add these all scenes for what? I can just click on this thing. Just click on it. Then let me show you some magic. On your keyboard right there, if you click D, the D, if you play games, there's W, A, D. It's like a triangle. So that means D goes this side, A means go on this side. So the trick is in BuildBox, letters means duplications of things. So when I click on this thing, let me illustrate with this image right here, this little enemy here. If I click D, it duplicates that side. If I click on the center again, if I click on A, it duplicates that side. Awesome, yeah. Try that in another game engine. You like, oh god. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna duplicate others. I've just duplicated these things here because I don't want to create these things again. So now let's start reskinning this game real quick and make this thing awesome and make something alive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my files right there. So I keep my files over here. BuildBox room. Chroma Pixel Games assets. That's a platformer. We need, okay, dirty grass. What's this? Oh no, we're gonna take ages to create that. All right, so these are assets that you can use for your game to create your game, even making it look even more nicer and cool and stuff like that. So for me, this is what I have, but nah, I'm gonna, oh, this will take forever. Let me just use my icon box. All right, so this is called icon box. You can look it up on BuildBox. This is it's used for creating icons, but I want to use the image box because I want a platformer, because we want to make this game start looking like something. We don't want to create something that not making sense. This thing, nah. So which one can we pick? Okay, let's pick something, and let me look at my time. Okay, there we go. Delete. Okay, there we go. We're gonna use this thing. So I'm gonna teach you how to import. The rest up to you guys. This is very simple and very straightforward. Nothing complicated. BuildBox room. I'm gonna save that right over here. Then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open up my file explorer right over here. So my file explorer here, I'm gonna minimize it to something like this because I want to show you how simple this can go. Okay, so where is it? Oh, I'm showing the thing. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm not okay. BuildBox room. Where's the grass? Um, all right, I'm looking for the grass right now. All right, platforms right there. Okay, so I drag it in. So you see the thing making noise is my mouse. It's used for FPS games, shooting and stuff. Okay, this is mouse. Let me just use my trackpad like the pros did. So if I drag this in here, it will be a character. I drag this in here to be an object background, but the platform is an object. Don't ever drag a platformer onto the character. Please, on objects only. So when you do that, it will drag in as smooth as easy as that. You get what I mean, huh? Okay, so I can delete this, but it's not deleted. If I go in my object, I'll find it over right there because I want to use it multiple times. Then before I go ahead, I want to show you something important. When you're developing your games, you need to understand that you have something called a collision. A collision is something that gives you surface to something. Let's say, use an example of this book. If I'm touching this book like this, I can feel it. So when the boy is walking on it, it's not okay. I'm on something. So this even these game objects in here, they've got collisions. If I turn on one of these things here, the collision thing here, this is the debugger, it will show you. So this red stuff here are called collisions. But if I open up and drag this thing right over here and turn on the collision, that's the collision. So the collision is already in there. At times you'll find some collision images, objects don't have a good collision because they were not placed well. So how do you customize your own collision? So when you click on the image here, first let me just click back here. If I click on this image here, you see this here, edit collision. You see this? Edit. Not here, please. Edit collision. When I edit collision here, I can minimize and see how much my collision is. I can choose polygon, or it's going to be circle. But why should the collision be a circle? Then how are you going to manage to walk onto the platform if you're what's this, a circle? So I'm gonna just put that back to the where it was. Come on, BuildBox, don't do this to me. Right in front of a big audience. Okay, polygon. Oh god. Okay, I just don't know what happened right there, but okay, it's games, let's live with it. You need to understand. So that's the thing right there. So now the thing is, we don't just drag anything anyhow. This thing is a platform. So now let's understand preset programming. So when you look at this image, when I click on it, you're gonna see at the side here the preset. This preset is a platform, so it can either a physics object, enemy, bullet, character, bullet, decoration, wheel. That's it. But why should this be a wheel? Why should it be a decoration? We want to be a platform because we want to work on it. You see what I mean, huh? So positioning and stuff like that. If you're a pro in physics or anything, you can align this image to where it was. Because when I move this, you can see numbers are changing right there. So you need to be really accurate with the way you're going to be moving it and positioning things at the right time, at the right space. At the other side, you need to understand that your collision type is to collide on it. Because if I said no collide, I'll literally I won't collide with this because things will have to be colliding together to feel that it's you know what I mean, guys. This destroy type, no destroy. So it's our platform. So why should we get destroyed just to work on ground and stuff like that? It's lava and stuff like that. So I'm gonna drag this thing right over there. So I'm just gonna come back here, delete this one. Are you sure? Yes. Delete that. Yes. Delete that. Yes. Delete also that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that thing be on the ground there, reduce the thing. I'm gonna bring it back a bit. So I'm gonna zoom in. So I can just test out how this is looking, if it's really working. So level 1. Okay, so we can tell that it's working and stuff like that. But the funny thing is that, okay, let us do this real quick. Okay, I want you guys to understand this really, really, really well, because you at this point, okay, single words, okay, create. All right, because the thing is logo, click, update. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my word, object and stuff like that. Thank you, because I want you to understand how these collision things are really working out, because most of you might be questioning me and saying, okay, Eddie, how is this really coming up? So zoom in, zoom in, zoom in to make sure the thing is okay. If I want, I could delete the other surface that's behind me and just leave this all out there, and I'm just gonna leave this. Okay, just be zooming out, yeah, and stuff. Okay, that's where it was. So make sure it's aligned onto the same way, but like you can do it anyhow the way you feel it. So now I want to make sure and show you how this is happening. You see, it's actually doing that. But if I change the collision type of this image and say collide and say no collide, this is what happens with the game. It falls under and dies. So you make sure you put on collide. Okay, that's where we gonna go. Collide. So now these things are called enemies. So you can drag and drop. So now the funny thing I can show you is, you see this little character over here, you can replace. How much time am I left with? Okay. So you see this character here. We can change this character to a different character. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go and explore into my asset library. Where is my asset library? Okay, over there. Okay, not this. Where were we? Okay, we were in here. Characters. Okay, not blue dragon, top dragon, fairy, monster. Okay, all right, awesome. So that little character is just ideal. So I'm gonna click the ideal there, ideal, till we are done. So these assets can be purchased on platforms where you can find them. What did I just do? Okay. Um. All right. Ideal. There we go. Okay. Awesome. So I'm just gonna minimize this thing right over there. So this character will just be ideal. So I'm just gonna put it in there. So immediately I put it in there, it's gonna change and stuff like that. Because I don't want to restart creating a new character. But if you want to create a character from like scratch and stuff, you can just drag it onto the wheel and just say character there and the thing there. So there you go. My character has actually changed. So this character here can look changed, but let me show you something crazy. If I tap to jump, you see nothing happens. He's just ideal and he's passing through the platform. It's like he's walking on top of it. It's because of what? The collision. If I turn on my collision, it's a box because the previous image was a box. So BuildBox will translate that as a box. So you need to change this thing and go on collision and zoom in, and change that. So at the end of this video, at least we should have a working game that you should be able to showcase to your friends and family. Let's just make a rectangle. Okay, let's add another. Okay, right over there. What's going on? Why isn't okay? Amazing. Amazing. Just like that. Like that, it looks okay for me. I don't know about you, but for me, it's okay. So now I save the game in case of any crashing. Okay, there we go. It's now on the platform. So now the game is working perfectly. But he's not jumping. It's just ideal. Ideal means he's just standing still and stuff like that. So in the next other episodes or series, I'll show you how to create assets and so on and stuff like that. I was supposed to teach you about color grading and stuff and understanding the environment and stuff like that. But right now, let us work with what we have. So there we go. Okay, let me just line this just to jump. So this is jump. Whoa, the jump is a lot. Where does it start from? So you have to read the number of the jump. So jump one starts from here. That's jump, that's jump, that's jump. Those are so many frames. Wow. So okay. We've got so many frames. And this is the last frame for the jump. So we go back. So we go back to the animation, jump animation. There's no animation for the jump. So what we need to do is we need to drag this jump animation to jump animation. It's in the name. Animation type, shooting animation. Is it shooting? No, our game ain't a shooting game. So why should we add shooting? Bullet animation, jump animation, uh, the other stuff, those kind of things, moving animation. We can also add a moving animation if you want, like let's say a walking one, like where I just need to, let me just do this. Okay, okay, what am I doing? All right. I hope you enjoying this video. If anything is not clear, let me just make sure. Okay, where are we? So that's where you download the stuff there. And okay, let's do that. uh okay, so let's just test this out. If it's jumping, if it's really jumping, awesome. But the jump is not looping. So we'll work on that later. But for now, I just want the character to really feel like he's walking. He's not he's not looking. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean right now. Okay. All right. There we go. So we have the character over there. Game development is really fantastic and fun. Okay, let's go. All right, so just give it some time. Don't tap anything on the screen. I want us to go bang. That's how game images are sometimes like viewworks, it's just crazy, but you just gotta know. Okay, the death is here. So when you have one death animation, so we need to put defeated animation. I'm gonna save that right there. So always remember to always keep the 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 thing always intact to the platform of the way you are creating the game. So let's say you've got a defeated animation and you don't know how your defeated animation goes by. So you need to know and say, okay, that's how it should look like and stuff like that. So there we go. So we have got the character, but the character ain't dying because he's stuck and he's huge. So what we need to do is turn off our collision, tap him on the screen, make him okay, turn off that. So if you just do that, it will just won't make sense with you. So make sure you do shift and don't let go to avoid changing the resolution or the size. So just do that and it will be fine like that. Then we can have the character now dying if he has to fall somewhere, if he has to fit in there, and he dies like that. As simple as that. So we can even have the background. Second thing, let's go explore our background. Okay, so let's see backgrounds. Okay, let's see my background. Landscape full background, hues. Nothing impressive in here. Mm, mm, okay, for now, for the sake of time, let's try and add this. Okay, background. So we have our background right there. So this background can be moved just there at the bottom and we can lock it. Looks interesting. I thought it will be bad. So far the game looks good. Okay, we have something. We have something coming up. So now we need to have the enemies, and we are good to go. So this object here. So remember, character type. If I click on this character here is a character. So whatever I drag in here becomes a character. So you have to make sure whenever you're dragging in something. For example, let me just show you something real quick on the wheel. So whenever you're creating something on the wheel, let's say I saw something really terrainy. So when I click this and I drop it in character, this image here will fall under character. But so you know what I mean, right? So it will turn to character here. You see what I mean? Huh? So it is part of the character list. But let's not make those mistakes. All right, as easy as that. So there you go, your nodes, start screen and stuff. So you can go ahead and explore BuildBox and understand BuildBox more and more. Then this here, I talked about the jumping. So this is where the instructions come in. So function is to jump. This is to move left. This is to move up. But our function is always keep it on the jump thing. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom right there, jump. As easy as that. Then you can also go ahead and also explore BuildBox, look at it and see how amazing and fast how we created this game within a short period of time, because we didn't have any adjustment, we didn't write any codes, we didn't have anything written. This was all straightforward and amazing. So anything else that falls under this category, like let's say let me just do this real quick. Okay, so before we just I continue showcasing something to you, I want you to understand that you need to make sure you have the right assets for your game. You have the right things that you're using to develop your game, because other people tend to just go ahead and just start creating games minus having a plan. So have a plan, schedule, have a draft of your game, sketch out ideas, right? Okay, this is how the game should go, this is the plan and stuff like that. So you've seen the nodes. Those nodes will be complicated if you have no game mind map. So have a mind map of how your game will flow and how your game will go and stuff like that. And another thing is um just hold on. And another thing you need to focus on is you need to know your color scheme, because sometimes I see games like, it's an action game, but you got candy in the background. Like, oh, you got some candy looking type of game, but the game looks rough and stuff. So make sure your game theme is actually making sense. Don't just easily create things and say, oh, this will work like this will go like this. No. So make sure you have a great mind map and stuff like that. And another thing is work around softwares you can manage. Don't complicate things. It's actually straightforward and stuff like that. So the other thing is, let us understand the way the let's see, where is that? Okay, let's understand animation. Animation is very important. I talked about the defeat animation and jumping animation. So when I click animation right here, if I click play, just click play, you see it's jumping and it's looping. So the frames are quite a little, but if I increase the space, it will jump like at this is 4. You see, it will jump really fast. If I use 10, to jump like fast at 10. Then if I increase the frame, this is just 22, we put it about 30 and stuff like that, it will be actually really fast. If I put at 30, it will be okay. Because you need to know, okay, how many frames is this character taking just to jump? You understand, right? Because look, what is that? It looks like a bird now. So you need to make sure your frames are actually precise and they're actually great, because at times you would find like, oh, okay, the game is really speeding and you got so many frames and stuff like that. So you just put it back to 22 and we have that at 5 for me is fine. Then I click close, click back again. Let's test how it's jumping. Okay, the speed is quick and stuff in it. So two was fine with me. So the artist knew what frames the character was. Okay, this is also okay, but the frames have to be really long. Then 30 by 0.1. Is that 0.1? Okay, so we're doing animation right now, or in one software. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just amazing? Look, no, my game is lagging. No, you're speeding 4 by 3. Yo, you need to fix that. So we're gonna kill time in this place. Okay, that is fine for me. I'll just keep it that way. And in fact, no, turn off the looping. Turn off the looping. It just looks so bad. Yeah, it should just jump one. Why should it loop? Like that. Better. Isn't that making sense now? That looks even more brilliant. So you can see my background is artistic, but this thing looks so, I don't know. So I keep saving my project every time. So now this is another thing I want to show you. Atlas. Your atlas is where I don't want to click my atlas, because my atlas can open up something really crazy. It will be to take over my screen. But your atlas will show you all the objects involved in your game. Then effects, you can see this is a light bulb. You can add a light bulb in your game. If you want, let's say we can add an effect for yellow, where you have the game looking yellow. The sun, no, the sun is like that. Let's do this. We do that, then we play the game. Okay, beautiful. As easy as that. Then we can also have a trail for the character. We can have a mirror. We can have particles. We can implement, but particles don't implement just direct like that, because you can have particles like that, and the game can just like, oh, which particles were those? Like, you won't have anything. Oh, like, I picked the wrong thing. I picked mirror instead of particles. So like, let's say you got particles, right? So for particles, this is what happens. To just be there, like smoking and stuff like that. But make sure your game has got nice, amazing things making sense with it. Second thing is, let me show you something. If I do this, go, click, enter, it will be there. And if I click the play, go click, and it will tell you. So now most of the time, if you observed my screen, it says tap to jump. This, but if I go here, it's not there. If I go in my word, it's not there. Where is it found? It's found in the word UI because it's user interface. This is where everything is going to be there. Tap to jump. If you click on the tag here, you can edit it just here at the text at the bottom right there. Then also at the word UI here, you can play around. This is where you play your gravity, friction, velocity, bounce, and so on. Game over UI, this is where you add game over UI. You know, if you got more things like, you know, image box, I don't know why I keep clicking on the wrong thing. I'm supposed to click on this guy. So, you know, if you go on the UI here, you know, you can have buttons, you can have what, you can have all this, you can have the logo, splash logo. Let's say, you know, you can have all these different things. Download to all these things will be given. You can have all the characters you want in there. I don't know, it's not even showing really zoomed in. Let me just do this. Okay, there we go. As easy as that. So what else? What else have I left out? Okay, nodes. Remember, main menu. You can also change this thing by dragging a new name. Right. For example, let's say we've got a new name. We just can just drag an image right over there. Let me just open up something real quick. Please tell me I put that thing somewhere in here. Where's Saya? Maybe let's use Saya. UI for Saya. Okay, yeah, let's use Saya. There's a game I was creating called Saya, but it's not yet done. Okay, let us use Saya. So Saya's got game over. That's UI. Okay, Saya. So Saya, we'll just drag it in there. Don't drag it on the wheel. Purchase, but you see the action wheel changes. When you're at the word UI, it doesn't show you action button, purchase button, image button. This thing here is for like purchase and stuff. Like let's say I want a user to purchase something onto here, like a character and stuff like that. For the sake of time, I won't show you that, but I'll show you. You can go and explore my YouTube channel and see more stuff. And if Africa Comic gives me another privilege to showcase the part 2 of BuildBox game development at the pro level, I will definitely explain how I came across that. Yeah, and as easy as that. So the game, we've changed the game to Zaya, but it was go click. Okay, anyways, yeah. So there you go, start, and the game is coming to life, slow by slow. One more thing before I close. This is general. So for your general, you've got your icon right there for your game that you need to put your game right there, because your game, when you export your game, it has to look, you know, incredible. You know, your game sometimes, you know, let me just how many minutes am I left with? Just holding. Okay, I don't have much of time. Yeah, so I wish I could continue explaining much more clearly on other stuff, but for the sake of time, that's I'm sure I hope that has given you a mind opening to what awesome stuff you can create with BuildBox, and how far you can go with the BuildBox and stuff like that. Just to kill a 10 more, or just a 10 minutes, or ask from the Africa Comic Kid, is, let me just for the sake of not illustrating, I'll just demonstrate using another game just to show what I talked about concerning the other parts. Let me use glitch. Yeah, let me use glitch. Glitch is a very great one to use. Okay, so if you see glitch, you see glitch shows worlds in starting the game. Okay, remember when I said talking about the world? So this is what I meant. So when you click, remember, game settings type, it's gonna be a word. If it's a multiple word, you're gonna select your word. So this word was 3, so you put 3 in there if it will be 3 and stuff like that. As easy as that. Then your main menu, you know, you dragged in your glitch there, your normal, your turbo, your hard. Then this is where you do your purchasing and stuff like that. So this game works like this. You see, your die, particle effects, you got that. Just as easy as that. So another thing is World UI. You know, there's an observer there, the pause button. This thing here, what is it doing? It does switch. It's switching keys and stuff like that. If I can assign a key, then game UI, this is where the main menu is. This stuff is all about designing. Then this part here is all about characters, just to show you what characters you have and stuff like that. If I go in my world 2, I can see how the world is. Then this here shows you the boundary you have in your game. So if you create that, if I do this here, I'll do that there, I'll do that. If I turn this, just click on this. If I click on this line here, I don't know if you can see this line over here. If it's red, if my character passes there, my character dies. But this always keep it on gray to let the character keep just flowing, because it's like a camera in short. If you've seen other game engines, or you're new to the industry of game development, there are pre motion movements inside the game for you to know how to move around and stuff. Then these are enemies. You see how enemies look customized, but this is just enemy, preset type enemy, object fixed, collision type collide, but destroy type destroy character. So whatever, who's the character in this is the character, whatever character it is, because let's say with this character, you it dies and stuff like that. Then you got a spawner, distance based. So immediately I'm approaching this thing here. If I resume, it's moving. I hope you understood and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I meant for what that's what I meant whenever you're trying to create your game, when we're developing your game, everything. So you can go ahead and continue from where we ended onto there. So you can drag in your character. If you don't have time to create or design your 3D model, go to Kenny Asset Store, uh, pick up assets. If you got a friend who's good at designing, ask your colleague, tell them about your game, create together, have fun, build that creative, amazing gaming community. Let's all have fun and make the African game industry grow like I am doing right here in Zambia. We are growing, and I can't wait for us to have this going. Let me just showcase to you this. Okay. Uh, did I just glitch? There we go. The right there. So that was glitch. So zero. I haven't got any points collected. It's a bounce. So you see, it's when recording my points there. It will even tell you current best is that. I can even want, if I want, I can purchase this, but I've got 8. But if I click this, it will refuse because I have nothing. I haven't assigned that. So that all those things are all assigned via nodes, via UI, via everything in here. BuildBox is very, very straightforward and amazing and simple to learn. These here, I don't know, let me just show you something. Probably you've seen this coming, like they're moving, like it's glitching. Like these are also animations. This will look at it later on, where you can look at, oh, okay, these animations below here, these animations here. Okay, if I click play here, what happens? Let me just open that. Okay, you see that? So it's an animation, it's looping for it to showcase and stuff like that. Yeah. I probably I discovered that I didn't click show the entire screen, so my bad. Game developer right there, game over. Turbo close, hard is closed. You have to have like at least 1,000 points and stuff like that. Particle effects and stuff like that. All that will be taught um, in the near coming future. So let me just come here with defeat animation right there. So this is what the defeat animation is. Remember the thing we had for other character? For these things, I'm sure they can see the animation, because these, when they die, the particles, they just explode as like that. Yeah. So all that works, I'll show you. If you get confused, remember BuildBox has got named tags. Everything is named: shooting animation, defeated sound, and so on. So you can see how those things are created and stuff like that. So game development is amazing and it's really cool. So glitch there, you can see the icon for glitch is there. You can take it to controller, you can switch your controller, add some ads there, make some money, take it to the Apple Store, take it there and stuff like that. Then if you want to take out your game, export your game to iOS, Android, or Amazon. But some of you guys won't show this because it depends on what license you're using on BuildBox for you to actually work around it and stuff like that. Yeah, guys, that was much I could explain during everything my explanation. I hope you can I hope you can reference back to Google Click. Google Click. This is Google Click. I'll make sure this game is out. Oscar has to play this game. Google Click. Coco click. There we go. So yeah, so there we go. So you see the assets, it's dying and stuff like that. So objects, enemy. So let me show you another enemy. How'd you create an enemy? Die, drag it there. Platformer, no, it's an enemy. Make sure we see the collision. Okay, it's a triangle. Okay, collision type, collision, destroy. It's already known. So immediately I just click enemy. It will know enemies destroy the character. But some enemies cannot destroy the character. You can just say destroy. Oh, then everything just dies. That's like a power up. That's for future explanation when I got time to do this. Then this thing just helps you align. Like let's say I'm moving, you're creating a box game or something, it doesn't be aligned with accurate proportions. You do that with it. Then you can lock with this. If maybe if you're on your character right now, you don't want to see your character, you can turn off the eye right here, turn it on. You can lock the character if you don't want to drag. Basically, make it don't want to move. You're moving things around. You don't want to bump into it and stuff like that. So unlock it to move around and stuff like that, and logics and so on. Yeah. So that's pretty much that you can understand from there. So logics is amazing stuff you guys can also look up to. You got portals, you got the portal there. You also add another portal right there. So let me just show you how portal works. So you got a portal, it pops up from there. Go crazy when creating games. You have to be really, 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 really creative when you're creating games because it's pretty much exciting and amazing to just see how games are created. Let me just show you one more other game that you feel like you can also create. This is also a very simple game, very easy. Create game UI. There you see good assets are added. So it's just about assets, logic, game type. You see how Flappy Bird is. So imagine from Flappy Bird, you're able to create games like this. So you just you see you'll go crazy with BuildBox. Just do whatever you feel like creating to your world. There, select whatever you want to select. Go have fun, enjoy yourself, and make sure to actually do what is needed for you to create. And if you've got any questions before we end our workshop and our training with introduction to BuildBox, you can you can leave all your comments below. I don't know how much minutes I'm left, Oscar. I can find I'm closing up this thing and my minutes are not yet done. Uh, it is what is this? Yeah, so that's much more on the BuildBox game. So you can go ahead and create. Okay, I have 1 minute remaining. Yeah. So in this 1 minute, I'll just leave at least 3 tips for you to continue creating your games. So the first thing you need to focus on is you need to understand your game, plan, set out your level design, your color scheme, and all other incredible stuff. So you got so many, you got time, you got a lot of plenty time to learn games. There's a lot. There's so many softwares out there. BuildBox is one of the best softwares you can begin with to start creating games. I'm Edwin Capesa, game developer, founder, and CEO of this incredible company, Chroma Pixel Games. And thank you so much to Africa Communicate for giving me this privilege to facilitate the BuildBox introduction to game development. And see you guys soon. Yeah, everything, my tags and where to catch me will be left below the description. Thank you very much. Yeah.